Sean Donnan in Washington. U.S. manufacturers see weakest demand in 6 years. U.S. manufacturers last year recorded their largest contraction in demand in more than 6 years as the strong dollar and low oil prices continue to drag on the economy. The Institute for Supply Management's monthly manufacturing index slipped to 48.2 in December, marking the second month in a row it had fallen below 50, excuse me. The reading was the weakest since June of 2009 and marked the first time since the immediate aftermath of the global financial crisis that the U.S. manufacturing sector has seen consecutive contractions. See, what's going to happen here, I believe, is that one of the things that was keeping America from collapsing along with the rest of the world's economy was that the Fed was pumping our economy. I did an op-ed on this a couple of weeks ago. I've talked about this on the radio, but of the trillions and trillions of dollars that the Fed poured into banks and thus into businesses, big businesses in the United States, trillions of dollars. Only about 9% of it was used to actually grow the businesses, increase their market, do research and development, expand their advertising campaigns, things that would grow the businesses. 91% of that money went to things like stock buybacks and executive bonuses. It's truly astonishing, the amounts and the levels. The banksters, the bonuses that they took were bigger than the bailouts. The bonuses that these guys took were in some cases bigger than the asset base. I mean, it's at particular points in time. So basically, we had an economy, as I lay out in my book, The Crash of 2016, that is being held together by baling wire and bubble gum ever since 2008, because Barack Obama did not have either A, the political will, B, the belief in the need for it, because keep in mind, he was listening to people like Robert Rubin and Larry Summers, the guys who brought us the disaster, the guys who were in favor of NAFTA and CAFTA and the WTO, the guys who were in favor of ending Glass-Steagall, the guys who to this day oppose reinstating Glass-Steagall, the guys who basically engineered the Clinton bubble, the dot-com bubble during the Clinton years, during the 90s, and took credit for it. Said, hey, look at how good the economy is. And then, of course, the bubble burst in 2001. Actually, it started bursting in 2000 when everybody realized, hey, it's just a stock market bubble. So the stock market bubble was then replaced by the housing bubble. And the housing bubble was maintained right up until this point in time. And I'm predicting now that over the next quarter or the next 2 quarters, you're going to see a reduction in U.S. housing starts. And you're going to see the beginning of a reduction in housing values, because we are peaking out on the bubbles that the Fed was maintaining. And, you can argue the wisdom or lack of wisdom of that. But I think the quantitative easing and zero interest rates for 8 years was just a way of keeping the thing from falling apart. And Janet Yellen finally, and I think it was the wrong decision, but, whatever, finally decided to raise interest rates and end quantitative easing, which means that the United States is no longer immune from the rest of the world in terms of the crash, which means buckle your seatbelt and hang on. It's going to be a wild ride.
To watch more clips from our programs, hit the Watch More Videos button over here. And please be sure to hit the handy-dandy subscribe button so you'll always be up to date. Tag, you're it.